Good evening. My name is Andrew Harris, and I am the Ward 1 representative on the City Council and also the president. And tonight I get to handle the council action. So this is a time when, after the meeting we just had, I'm going to give you a little summary of the main points of the meeting. So tonight we had a couple of proclamations. One was a proclamation for National Police Week, which is May 7th through 11th, and Chief Fagan was here to receive that from the mayor, and our police department works so hard, and so we wanted to recognize their expert police work and also their dedication to our city, keeping us safe and keeping order. We do appreciate them. And our second proclamation was for Councilman Joe Egan. Councilman Egan has retired from the Maryland Heights Police Department as a captain. He's been there, I think, 42 years, had many roles and responsibilities, and the mayor was able to speak to having worked with him on the major case squad as well as we appreciate his view and perception as being an officer, also being on council. Fortunately, we get to keep him on the city council, so he'll still be busy with that, as well as probably many other the work that he does in the community. So on so many committees, contributes deeply to our community. So thank you, Councilman Egan, and congratulations on retirement. We did not have any comments from citizens this evening or communications. We did have one public hearing this evening. Ryan Swanson was a architect that was here to represent Culver's, along with the new owner of Culver's, and they have asked for a second drive-through on that location on Lindbergh, right there in front of St. Ferdinand Park. And what they want to do is they want to add another drive-through lane and menu board. And so it'll be, you've seen these in other places where you have two drive-throughs. It merges into one at the window, and then so what they call it is stacking, where there's it helps traffic not be backed up so much. So they have a new arrangement for the parking lot, because what was happening was, as many of you know, the traffic backs up onto Lindbergh, but it also backs up and blocks parking spaces. So this should alleviate some of that, or it's just a part of the solution for that area. So we're happy to see them making that change, and that was approved this evening. There was a this in the old business, we had a second and third reading for the rezoning of the property at 1210 Paddock Drive, which is the Catholic church there, that is not in use currently, but they do have buildings there that could be used. They needed a rezoning so they could use it for some office space there, and that office space is, the plan is for that to be in use by a nonprofit organization. And that's all they plan to use it for. But we did have to rezone for them to be able to do that. We had an ordinance for Ruiz Mexican Restaurant for them. They have an existing billboard on that property. You might have seen it, and I don't think there's anything on it right now. But they want to be able to use that, and I think it's a great idea, so that it's not just in disrepair, but they'll be able to utilize that as its intended purpose. So we did approve that this evening, as well as we updated our ordinance about burning garbage, rubbish, etc. We added a provision for recreational fires, and this has to do with kind of adding more structure to having fires in your yard in the residential area. You can watch the meeting, but basically we're looking for a fire pit or something that can be contained. So you know, whether it's bricks or metal, I believe it's a maximum of 3 feet across, but the key part of this is that it needs to have a cover. There's also some provisions in there about following when there's a burn warnings, burn notice. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but if the National Weather Service says don't burn, we wanted that to be included in our ordinance. So we did include that. Thank you to Councilman Egan for sort of structuring that ordinance, and that did pass. There were no council board appointments tonight, but the mayor did appoint 2 individuals. Reappointed Pat Helfrich to the Senior Commission, congratulations. And also Lori Coachman was appointed to the Emergency Management Commission. Congratulations, Lori. I believe that was it. There are a couple of public meetings this week, actually. Tomorrow evening, there is a public, tomorrow evening, which is May 13th, Tuesday, at 6 p.m. There is a resident feedback forum. This is at the Florissant Municipal Court building. And this is to discuss the Lynn Meadows Clearview traffic issue. Looking for suggestions with MoDOT redoing 270. I understand that has caused some issues on that side of town because when you get off 270, I think you can't turn a certain way and done. And so that's caused some systematic issues there. So the city is really trying to get resident feedback and come up with the best solutions for that area. Again, that's Lynn Meadows Clearview traffic discussion at the Municipal Court, Tuesday evening, May 13th at 6 p.m. Another public meeting is the next day on Wednesday, May 14th, at 7 p.m. at JFK Community Center. This is a Parks Comprehensive Master Plan public meeting. This is one of a series of meetings to get feedback about the parks. At this particular meeting on Wednesday, they will be discussing ideas and probably looking at edited plans of the parks of Bangor, Bellman, Blackfoot, Blanches Spring, Champlain, Fullerville Park, Coldwater Commons, Deschênes, Dunnigan, and Coke Park. So they will discuss those parks. We do have a Parks Commission, and this is their meeting as well. So they will be giving feedback, but also taking feedback from the audience as well. Lastly, I want to mention the Parks Department is having what they're calling Stop and Shop Vendor Fair. And these are certain Fridays in May, June, July, and August. I think this is in the spotlight, so look it up in the spotlight, as with many, many other things that are going on in the city. This is kind of like an after work or evening, Friday evenings from 4 to 8 p.m. where vendors are at the JFK Center parking lot. And the idea is that you can stop in there and check out the vendors. And it's certain Fridays in May through August. And you can look on the Facebook page for Parks and Rec, but also the city website will have that information as well. I think that concludes the council action this evening. If you have any questions or comments, we'll always feel free to reach out to your council person, reach out to the mayor, or even the city. Our contact information is listed on the website. I do want to say that some of the numbers are wrong in the most recent spotlight. So double check if you don't get the right person, check the website. And I hope everyone has a great week, and thank you. We'll see you next time.